everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Shop Adventure, my weekly excursion where I leave the homestead here at Athletic Geek HQ in search of a bounty of comics, collectibles, action figures, graphic novels, and all things in between. But first things first, time to talk about what stood up from last week's bounty. And, I kind of ragged on this book a lot, but this final chapter of this Two-Face arc was really, really good. Detective Comics really stood out to me. It was a really, really good read. I really enjoyed it. The Flash, very, very good. Just Flash is the most consistent book in comics right now. It's always at a very high level of quality. Maybe not always the pick of the week, but it's always just really, really well written, really, really well done. And Terrifics was also a very, very good story. And the ending where they're talking about disbanding the new group, Mr. Terrific's talking about doing that. Really has me intrigued because I hope the book isn't wrapping up because I really enjoyed it, or have enjoyed it so far, I guess I should say. Yeah, that is what stood out. Everything was really, really good in its simplicity. The Two-Face book, was kind of a little cerebral, but I think anybody could kind of just pick it up and read it and enjoy it. Nothing was really like, I guess I should say, it wasn't like nothing like really earth-shattering, it felt like. It was just good comics. And, in a world where everybody wants to, change a bunch of stuff in order to, in their opinion, tell a good story, when you just have simple, good, simple comics, I feel like that's something that gets overlooked nowadays. And those were three just simple, good, entertaining stories. And I enjoyed them a lot, and we'll see what this bounty, the bounty from this week brings. So I'll see you when I get back.
Hey everyone, I am back here at the homestead at Athletic Geek HQ, and I got quite the pull list this week, and yeah, we're not going to waste any more time. Let's just get started. First book on the list is Marvel Knights number 3. I've read the last one, issue 2 last week, and I'd say it was just kind of there. Enjoy the art, and it's an okay story so far, but not every part, especially for a miniseries, not every chapter is going to be a home run. So I do my best to keep that in mind, and we'll see if the book picks it back up here in part 3. From there, we're going to go to another book that I should have picked up last week but forgot to. The Return of Wolverine number 3. The original Wolverine is coming back to the canon of the Marvel Universe, and it's been okay so far. Being a Wolverine fan, I feel like this is necessary reading. I feel more obligated to read it than really excited to read it, but that doesn't mean it's a bad book so far. I have a love-hate relationship with Charles Soule, who's writing the book, so definitely, definitely cautious when it comes to the quality of this book, but nonetheless, I'm a Wolverine fan, so I'm going to read it. From there, we go to Deadpool number 7. This is the, much like what Flash is for the DC books, where it maybe isn't always the best book on your pull list, but it's always very, very consistently good. This is how I have felt and feel about Deadpool, be it the Jerry Dugan or the Scotty Young run on it. Just, when you got this book, you're at least going to have something that's very good to excellent. And it looks like this is a nice little Christmas issue where you see Deadpool and Santa on the cover. So, yeah, looking forward to reading this one. From there, we go to Winter Soldier number 1. Decided to pick up this book because the writer Kyle Higgins is one of my is a writer I've enjoyed a lot of. He did the New 52 Nightwing books, and I just really, really enjoyed his work. I met him in Lexington this past year, Lexington Toy and Comic Con, and couldn't have asked for a nicer guy, and I've enjoyed his Nightwing, so we'll see how he does with Winter Soldier. I'm a fan of the Winter Soldier character, and writer I like. Hopefully it's a good mix. And from there we go to Uncanny X-Men number 4. Yeah, not digging this series so far. Just point blank gonna say it now. I am not a fan of, have not been a fan of these last 3 issues. They just, I don't, yeah, they're just not very good. They're reintroducing the series with weekly with 8, and I'm gonna give it the 8. They've got 8 issues out of me. They've got, you know, they got $32 out of me. So we'll go from there. But the last 3 issues have not been very good. And I hope this one picks up. I hope it eventually picks up, because this is going to be the only X-Men title. I don't want to not have an X-Men group title on my pull list, because I love the X-Men. But I also don't want to keep paying money for something that I don't enjoy. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. It's a long story. It's weekly. It might pick up. It might be a slow start, but it hasn't been good. Point blank. And I hate to be the negative person on this. And if you liked it, you know, hey, more power to you. But this has not been a good book so far. And, you know, we're at number 4. It's got to pick it up, or I got to, you know, do something I don't want to do, and that's not have a Teen X-Men book on my pull list, and that kind of sucks. So, we got number 4. Let's hope they get their shit together. From there, this is something else I just decided to pick up this week. It's Prodigy by Mark Millar. It's an Image comic, and I really enjoy Mark Millar. A lot of the work he's done from at Image has been some of my favorite work in the last few years, be it the Chrononauts series or Reborn, which was with Greg Capullo. Starlight was a really fun book that he did. So, yeah, I like Mark Millar, and we're going to give this a shot. I'm guessing it's probably a miniseries, like most of the other books I mentioned, but I'm a big Mark Millar fan, and we'll, you know, always nice to pick up, you know, be introduced to a new comic book with new characters. Can be kind of exciting, and we'll see what happens with this book. We now go to the DC side of things. I'm going to start off with a DC IDW, you know, what's the word I should look for? I won't say co-promotion, but collaboration with Batman and the Max, Arkham Dreams. It's been a really, really entertaining and good book so far. And, yeah, it's trippy as hell, but that's what the Max is all about. But yeah, it's been a very, very entertaining book so far, and I really enjoy it, and I'm excited to read it again. From there we have just Batman, just Batman, the main ongoing Batman series, number 60. You know, starts to forge an uneasy alliance with the Penguin, and, you know, the first issue in the story arc wasn't too terrible, and we'll just see if they can keep the momentum going. From there, we go to Doomsday Clock, number 8 of 12. The series just isn't... It's a good series. It just needs to come out on time. Because with these long breaks, I'm forgetting half of what is supposed to be in there. And by doing that, it's like, oh, I feel like I need to go back and reread all the other chapters just to understand what's going on. This book has been going on for well over a year. So, I mean, I love Jeff Johns to death. He's one of the best writers of this generation, in my opinion. He's one of my favorites. Something needs to get fucking done, because this is ridiculous. And just, you know, I feel like we're not getting... This book would be looked at so much more fondly had it came out on time and not had such long breaks in between issues. But nonetheless, I'm going to ride this out until it's not there anymore. Doomsday Clock number 8. From there, we go to Nightwing number 54. It's been an interesting. I'm gonna bring another aspect to this channel up. I was watching a documentary about the wrestling Monday Night Wars between WCW and the WWF. If you're part of that section of the audience that isn't familiar with that, and during the documentary, when the NWO debuted and like there was all this different stuff going on that was really changing the status quo of wrestling, the quote was, "Viewers were confused yet interested," and that's really how I feel about this Nightwing book right now. I'm confused but interested. So, yeah, we'll see where it keeps going from there. Next book here is Justice League number 13. It's going to be another Legion of Doom centric book. These are fun little reads. I prefer the regular just Justice League title, especially with the fallout of the the crossover with Aquaman. But maybe a one issue break to kind of have everybody get their heads together wouldn't be a bad thing. And from there we go to The Green Lantern, number 2 by Grant Morrison. Number 1 was phenomenal, and it looks like this is just going to be a monthly book. But, yep, I'm excited to continue reading this. Green Lantern is one of my favorite characters. Hal Jordan is one of my favorite comic book characters. Being written by one of my all-time favorite writers, probably the first comic book writer where I really identified him and knew I enjoyed his work, so yeah, definitely probably the most excited to read this book and the Prodigy book. But yeah, Green Lantern number 2. It got a very, very big pull list this week, and a lot of stuff I'm excited to read. A lot of stuff I'm have some trepidation with, but it was looks like a really, really big pull this week. Sorry, I had a little notification come up, so sorry about that. But yeah, that is it for my pull list this week. Let me know what you picked up from your local comic shop in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and like to see more like this, please subscribe, give this video a like and share, and go like the Facebook page, facebook.com/athleticgeek. I can't even talk. It's been a long adventure. At facebook.com/athleticgeek89. Lots more than just comic book content there. Got gaming, got pro wrestling, and got some things that are exclusive to the Facebook page, like my Collection Comic of the Week blog and my DCCW weekly wrap-up. So be sure to check those out. Other than that, I'm out. I'm tired. Y'all be cool. Later.